Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Mighty High and this video is going to be all about bees and what you can do with them, how you can get all the honey and the honeycomb, and what else they're good for basically in this game. So this is quite an old feature now, although it's the newest update if you don't count 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update, which is coming out soon, hopefully. So I'm really excited about that. But as I say, behind me is all about this stuff. So we've got some honey, some bees and all sorts. So I'm going to go through this. So by the end of this episode, hopefully you should be able to make use of these bees. So let's start off this video with talking about this guy here. Obviously this is the humble bee in Minecraft. As you can see, they look really quite adorable if you ask me. And they're just over half a block tall and about the same in width, although that may be useful for some. If I just press hitboxes, like the hitbox doesn't move when it's in a block, but it can easily escape like that. So this is what the bees are like. If you breed, you can breed them with flowers, any kind of flower. So let's just breed a few of these guys. Are you gonna, there we go. So these two are breeding and we get a PvP. Ah, look at him. Ah. So you can breed them obviously, but where do they come from? So they come from these guys. These are bees' nests, not to be confused with bees' hives. Although they're pretty much the same block, just a different texture. This is the bees' hive and these are bees' nests. So they work very similar to the bees' hives, i.e. they can basically hold bees in them, and then when they get to this stage, they can produce either honey or honeycomb. So the way we get the honey is by using glass bottles. So if we use a glass bottle there, the bees get angry at me, but I'm in creative, so that's another feature that's there, but that's how you get honey there. And then if you want to get the honeycomb, we shear it like so, and the bees are going to be angry with me. So that's how we can get the honeycomb or the honey. So to get a honey block, we need a crafting table. Or you can actually make it in your inventory if I was in survival, but to make a honey block, we need 4 bottles of honey like so, in any formation. So it can be up there if it wants to, in a 4x4 grid, and that gives you a honey block. And as you saw in the beginning of this episode, this is what the honey block looks like. So the honey block has some really cool properties as well. So for one, it's actually not a full block, although it looks like a full block, which is awesome. Another cool property with it is if we land on this, we can actually slide down it like this, and that also gives you an advancement sticky situation. It also works with items as well, so we can throw items on the honey block and they gradually fall down like so. They also have some momentum as well, so if we build up a little wall like this and throw some items this way, you can see, let's get a bit closer here and throw them that way. You can see that they're actually got a bit of momentum as they're slowing down. That was a cool throw. How did I do that? But yeah, you can see, you get the gist. Like, so that's honey blocks. They're really quite cool. So another thing with honey blocks is they pretty much act like a slime block as well. So we've got glass attached to all 4 of these sides, except for the piston. And if we move this piston, you can see that the glass moves with this block. So it acts pretty much like a slime block in that case. But the beauty of it is, it doesn't stick to any of these blocks. So it doesn't stick to slime blocks, glazed terracotta, or tile entities, and also obsidian and trying obsidian, and there's probably a few other blocks as well. So yeah, so that's the reason why it's really quite cool to be used in slime stone contraptions or honey stone contraptions. Not really sure what they're called, but yeah, I think you get the gist anyway. So now we've gone through pretty much everything there is to go through with the bee's nest in general. There are a few other things that we need to sort out as well. So another thing is, as we've seen before, this is the bee's hive. I get confused with them as well. And this is how you make it in the crafting bench. So you need honeycomb and some wood. And if we get in the crafting bench, we put 6 bits of wood like so, and then a honeycomb, and you get yourselves a beehive. So that's the reason why honeycomb is useful, although it's not that useful. You can also craft it into blocks as well. So get the honeycomb blocks like this. This is what the honeycomb block looks like, and I actually really like this block. I should probably use it more often in my builds, to be fair, but it looks really nice. It will suit a desert build as well, I think. So imagine this in sandstone, something like that. They do actually look really quite cool together, but that's for another video, I think. So that's the beehive and how you make it, and obviously, as you see there, bees produce honey or honeycomb. And as you saw, the bee came out, and you can also get honey or honeycomb out of the hive as well. So one other thing that I forgot to mention actually is, as you saw when I was taking the honey out of these two hives, that the bees got aggro at me. The way to prevent that is by using a campfire, and I believe a soul campfire works as well. So what we do is we place campfire down there so that it's got smoke on it, and if we can grab some bottles, maybe if I can find some. Oh, I've got some here. We get a bottle here, we get the honey, and you see the bees aren't aggro at me. So that's a way you can get the honey or honeycomb without the bees getting aggro at you if you were going to do it manually. This also works with dispensers as well, and the bees don't get aggro at you. So I've got a dispenser here with a honey bottle in it. And if we just power this dispenser, you can see that it took the honey, and the honey is in there. There is a way to get rid of that, and that basically means that it's a way to farm them. So I was getting all excited to show you the farm, and I completely forgot how to actually get these things, didn't I? All I did was place them down because I'm creative. I didn't show you how to get them. So there are a number of ways you can find bees' nests to get the bees, to get the honey and stuff. So one thing is that they will spawn in forests. I think birch forest is one of them. Then we have the normal forest, and I think the flower forest as well. They have more of a chance of spawning in flower forest, I think. So basically, if you're near a forest, I think you'll be okay. So if we just do a tiny bit of searching, we should find a bee's nest relatively quickly. So I'm not gonna lie, but it's taken me the best part of half an hour just to find this one in this world. So I can imagine how long it could take you in proper survival to find one of these, and that's hoping that they have bees in them as well. Does this one have any bees in them? Because you can't really tell. All you can really tell is the honey level. So that's a bit of an annoyance. But if you see bees around it, then you can kind of hope that they go into the nest. If not, just follow them and hopefully you find their nest. But as I say, this took quite a while to find, and there is actually an easier way of getting them now. So the easier way to get them requires some birch saplings or some oak saplings. It's actually better to use birch saplings, some plants or flowers of any type, and also a load of bone meal as well. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to place down a sapling like so, and so if we place a sapling like so, and then we can place a flower next to it and bone meal the hell out of this, and we didn't get one this time. But if you place, or if you grow a tree, either a birch or an oak tree, sap tree with a flower next to it, you have like a 5% chance of actually getting a bee's nest. So let's see if we can get one here. Hopefully we can. So I've just turned up the tick speed to get rid of the leaves faster. This shouldn't affect how we get the bee's nest. So here we are. We have a naturally spawned nest. This one took quite a while to get, hence why I couldn't really get it on camera, unfortunately. Because, yeah, I went through quite a lot of trees to get this. So maybe we can get another one on camera quickly, but I'm not going to worry if we don't. Let's get rid of that. Let's place our saplings here. I've resorted to placing more than one sapling at a time now just to get one bee's nest. So it is quite slow doing it this way, but it's an easy way, or it could be a fast way of getting bees nests than actually just going around exploring, because this is actually a guaranteed way of getting it where you are, at least if you don't mind waiting around. So yeah, so do we get one? Are we gonna get lucky? No. But yeah, so that's how you get bees nests anyway, that naturally spawn. So now we can get on with how to automate this, and as I showed you just briefly, here we have a bees nest farm, or bee honey and honeycomb farm even. As you can see, it's producing here, and all we're using is dispensers, and you fill them up with either shears to get the honeycomb or glass bottles to get the honey. And the trick with getting with the glass bottles is you want to fill all of them up, and then they will slowly trickle down. So you do actually need a way of replenishing them, but this is just like a janky old mock-up just to show you an idea on how to build one. So we're taking the comparator output from the honey level, because it's from 0 up to 5 even. If I press F3 on the right hand side, it says honey level, and at the moment this one is at 3. So we can take a comparator output from that. That just leads up 5 blocks, so it'd be level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5 is where it's full. Then it powers this block, which powers this dispenser here, and either the honey or the bottle, or the shears and the bottle even. So that's how this works. There is one last thing that I forgot to mention, and that is, how do we get the bee's nest or hive in our inventory? And that is using Silk Touch. So any Silk Touch tool will do, but it's beneficial to use an axe. So I've got Silk Touch on this axe here, so if we just do that, it goes in my inventory. I will flip over to survival just so you know that it works, and if we do that, it drops as a block like so, and then we can place that down like so. What you don't want to do though is use a non-Silk Touch tool, because if you do that and there's bees around, this is what's going to happen. The bee's nest dies and nothing happened. Let's do it over here. So this bee's nest, yeah, they get angry at you and they start stinging you as well. So if you were in survival, as I am now, they can actually kill you. And once they sting you, is this guy got a sting on him? No. So once they sting you, after a while, well, let's do that again. So let's get them to sting me. Okay, cool. So once they've stung you, oh, they can kill you. Not to worry, my spawn was just over there. They end up dying because they've lost their sting, and that's what happens in real life. So yeah, so now that is everything about bees. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit of off the cuff one, but now you should know everything about bees, and I will come up with a better bee farm than what I've got over there, and possibly even do a tutorial on it. But for now, thank you very much for watching. My name is Mighty High. If you like this video, then please click the like button, and if you really liked it, then click the subscribe button and ding that bell for further uploads. I've been Mighty High, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.